So the next plant, that the next crop under this category, that is pulses, is cowpea. Okay, that we are going to study. Okay, there are many other crop plants which fall under the category of pulses, but the one I'm choosing here is cowpea, the third one. Now the botanical name of cowpea is this one, Vigna unguiculata. Okay, this is the botanical name of cowpea, and it is known by many other vernacular names or common names in India, such as lobia, chola, choli, barbati, karamani, and so many other names. Okay, in India, it is known by different names in different states. Now, cowpea is one of the principal pulses which is commonly used in India. It is very common in India, and but this crop plant, it is not native only to India. It is not native in India. It is a native of Central Africa, with India as a secondary center of origin. Okay, so India is considered as a second origin, but it is native to Central Africa, and it was introduced into West Indies in the 16th century again by the Spaniards, and to America in 1700 AD. This crop plant now is cultivated throughout the tropics and subtropics throughout the world. Okay, in other many other countries such as Nigeria, Upper Volta, Uganda, USA, Australia, and South Africa. So these are the chief centers, chief countries of its cultivation, and of the world's total production, about 80%. It is a very huge percentage here. 80% it comes from Nigeria alone. So this cowpea plant, it is highly cultivated in Nigeria, as you can uh, here just now I had mentioned that about around 80% it comes only from this country alone. But in India, this crop is grown to a small extent. Okay, now this plant is a low growing, vigorously bushy. As you can see here, it is bushy, just like the uh, French bean plant. And this plant also, it is an annual herb with a height of about 0.9 to 1.5 meter. The leaves, but it is much longer as compared to the French bean. Okay, now the leaves, but you can see that the leaves, they are very much similar. Okay, they are somewhat heart shaped. Okay, so these heart shaped leaves, they are referred to as cordate, and they are also dark green. And one more point here, you can see that the leaves, they are trifoliate again. Okay, so from a single branch, three leaves are coming out. So that is trifoliate. So in this case, we can see that it is similar, somewhat similar to the French bean plant. The leaves are trifoliate, cordate, and dark green. But the flowers of this particular crop plant, here I'm just showing only a single flower, but the flowers, they are some flowers, some varieties, the flowers are white, some are pinkish or light blue. As you can see here, this is somewhat light purplish in color, right? So these flowers, they are either arranged in alternate pairs or cluster near the tip of the long axillary peduncle. Okay, so but here I'm just showing a single flower. And the buds, as you can see, these are the buds. Okay, so these buds, as you can see, they are arranged in alternate pairs, but in this case they are clustered. Okay, they are clustered at the tip here, at the tip of this long axillary peduncle. Okay, now the buds, they are cylindrical, but just like French bean, they are cylindrical, but what is the difference? As you can see here, they are constricted. Okay, they are constricted somewhat constricted, not fully constricted, but they are somewhat constricted between the seeds. So wherever the seeds are present, you can see they are constricted. All right, so throughout the pods you can see where the seeds are present, they are constricted. So that is the difference of the pods. As you can see clearly the difference between the pods of the French bean and this particular crop plant, or else if you just look at the whole plant, they are somewhat similar. And the seeds of this particular crop plant, they are also either globular or they are kidney shaped. And one more thing, you can find that the seeds, they are either smooth or they are wrinkled, and just like French bean, they are of various colors. In India, this particular crop plant, opposite to the French bean, which is, if you have watched my previous video, it is a cold weather crop, right? But this cowpea plant, it is a warm weather and also drought resistant crop. It can resist the drought condition and it can grow in warm weather. And this crop, it is usually grown as a rain fed crop. Okay, so this particular crop, just like French bean, it can be adapted to a variety of soil types. Many soil types, but the best soil type for this particular crop is loam soil, okay, which is well drained. So as I said that it is best grown in soil which are well drained loam soils with medium fertility. Okay, so too much fertility of the soil also it affect the growth of the plant. So the soil should be with medium fertility and well drained. But this crop plant, like I had mentioned, it can be grown on different varieties of soil types. And in India, coming to the cultivation in India, this particular crop plant, since it is a warm weather drought resistant crop, it is usually raised as a kharif crop. Now you already know what is the difference between a rabi crop and a kharif crop. So this particular crop plant is grown as a kharif crop, and it is not usually grown. Uh, it is usually grown with other types of crop plants. Okay, mixed with other crop plants such as sorghum or different types of crop plants, especially those belong to the millets. Okay, those crop plants belonging to the category of millets. So it is usually grown mixed with these crop plants and not alone. And plants, they are usually during cultivation, they are usually given a space at 30 centimeter intervals in rows. Okay, and these plants, they are about 45 centimeter apart each. And the crop, when it is grown, it is ready for harvesting within only 3 months. All pods, they do not mature at the same time. For example, you can see here clearly that this some of the pods here, they are very light green in color, and these are these pods here, they are quite mature and they have turned somewhat reddish green in color, right? So you see that the pods, they do not mature at the same time, and they are handpicked as they mature. But in some cases where the cultivation is done in a huge land, so they are usually picked with machines. And these, after they have been harvested, they are then dried, and threshing is done again by bullock power or by beating with sticks. So just like French bean, this particular crop plant also is highly nutritious, as the seeds of this cowpea plant, it is very rich in proteins, about 24.6%, 55.7% carbohydrates, 1.3% fats, 3.8% fibers, and 3.2% minerals. So you can see it is highly nutritious, as it contains a high amount of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, fibers, and minerals. And there are different varieties which are grown in India, that also I will be giving you in the notes itself. I will give you the different names which are cultivated all over India. And coming to the last part, that is the uses. Again, cowpea is valued primarily for its buds. Just like French bean, it is valued for its buds as well as the seeds. Now, the ripe seeds, they are usually boiled and eaten, but the split seeds, they are consumed as a pulse. Now, the green seeds, they are used as a vegetable. So, the seeds, when they are ripe and dried, they are usually pounded into flour. Okay, so flour can be made out of the seeds and used for sweetmeats, cakes, porridges, etc. And besides the cowpea flour, it is also blended with wheat flour. Sometimes the wheat flour is usually mixed with the cowpea flour and used for making yeast bread, then biscuits, cookies, buttermilk, duff nut, and other food products. And this cowpea flour, okay, the flour which is made up of cowpea, it is believed that it is also used to increase the water retention properties of beef. Okay, and the flour, it can also be fermented, and this fermented flour is used as ingredient in many other food products. Okay, in soup, to increase its nutritive value in soup also it is used, and other food products. And the leaves as well as the young shoots, they can be used as a pot herb. Okay, cultivated in pot as a herb. So the starch which is obtained, since you can see that it consists of about 55.7% carbohydrates. Okay, so it is very rich in carbs. Now the starch which is obtained from the seed is used for textile sizing and other printing uh, product. Okay, in calico printing as well, in textile sizing, and as a thickening agent. Now the cowpea plant, it is believed to be it is anti-bilious. Okay, anti-bilious mean related with the uh, diseases of the liver. Okay, so therefore it is prescribed in hepatic troubles as well as jaundice. So the disease related with the liver is called antibilious. Now the seeds, they contain stigmasterol. They are rich in this particular uh, pigment, that is stigmasterol, and therefore they are used in place of soybean in the preparation of these steroidal hormones. And the plants, after harvesting of the pods, again the stalks of the plant, the dry stalks, they can be used as a feed for livestock, as a fodder. And also this cowpea plant is grown as a cover or green manure crop. So these are the different important uses of the cowpea plant.